We'll start at the end. The last two that we just did in that special finance meeting, since it's fresh on our minds, we don't have paperwork for it yet. Is everyone okay with what was just discussed, the supporting the county grant application for the bus merger, which basically puts them in a better position to.
We'll have that, that'll be written up for tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah, on the end.
Yeah.
What number is that though?
Carl, one of those.
It will be,
117.
the last one is
And hold on, I
116.
can give you.
The last one
Well, there's two more,
is-
117, one will be 117, one will be
And the
118.
rest of local laws for, I actually have it there, that's why I can give you a second.
Okay. But everyone's okay on that? Any other questions on it? It was pretty clear. Hopefully that will come through. That'd be a big one. And then the second one that was discussed at the finance meeting, the grant for the wastewater treatment plant, the upgrades, new state requirements, or more mandates, unfunded mandates.
Here's that one, the bus one.
Okay.
I already had it written.
Oh, okay.
It just doesn't have a number on it.
All right. So everyone's good on the other, the grant for the wastewater treatment plant as well?
Yes.
Okay. So that was the new ones.
One right there, thank you.
This is,
Yeah, two more. One will be 116, or 117 and 118.
this is 117.
Yep. All right, so resolution 97, that was out of finance.
Yeah. This is the resolution to hire part-time help for Corporation Council of bringing in part-time help to deal with housing issues, and that would be funded out of money from KSA reimbursement.
I have a question that was in the finance. Is this new, or is this more or less a renewal of the agreement with the housing? This is the whole, this is brand new. Okay.
I do have a question. We're missing page 2 of the shared service agreement. The one we had in
Oh,
committee,
yeah.
we're missing it. And
Yeah, we're
I
missing
think that's
page.
important because that's where the signature
Thank you,
goes.
Kevin.
And it has some more whereases on it, the second page.
On which one?
On the shared service agreement, we only got one page and it's 2. We have some more whereases on the second page.
No, wait, we're talking about,
Yeah, on the shared agreement.
Yeah, it's the last page, isn't that the share?
The housing.
Missing the next page, it has another page.
Has
Oh,
another
it just
page.
has another page.
Yeah, because on the committee, it had 2.
It is missing page.
So it has like a C or something, or 3 or
A
whatever.
lot
you
more.
want to say,
It's
or a
got
lot
a
more.
whole and the signature, everything.
Oh, okay.
You have,
I have it because this was one from committee, not from what was in our packet.
And you want me to go?
Well, won't be here tomorrow.
Well, you should read it tonight because it's part of the agreement.
I'll get another copy.
Thanks.
Not a problem.
Do you want to look at this?
all right, we'll go back to that one. 98 is budget modification that actually puts 1269 back into contingency. A lot of contingency ones in this go-around, it looks like. Unfortunately, most are going out of contingency, but there's one that's actually putting back budget transfer. Want to go okay on that one?
Yep.
Well, maybe it's going to be more clarified, the second page of the shared agreement from 97.
Because there's something with a 30,000
Right.
reimbursement, 40,000
Right.
reimbursement. So can we do this with?
Oh, that's, okay, yeah.
Yeah, wait till it comes back to the second page. I have questions about the shared service, which ties into this one.
Okay. So we'll go to 99.
Well, lollipop is something.
107.
Always the nurse.
Mine is, cough drops in there, though.
Yeah.
Brandy's cough drops.
Okay. 'Cause I
It won't
got-
help, but.
I got lollipops.
So we're going 99 now?
Yeah, 99, now that one,
Oh,
there is a financial impact on this one. Doug, you want to address this? This was the property,
It's the wastewater treatment facility.
Right.
The acquisition of the property.
okay. Any comments or questions on that one?
I'm confused, because I wasn't at the
Yeah, it was.
meeting. It's saying whereas the mayor has requested a sewer budget transfer in the amount of $7,160.60.
No, that's the typo.
Okay, thank you for my computer.
Yes,
So-
the 7,000.
So what should it
That's
be?
a
Where did you
deal.
see that? Oh.
What should it be? Should be,
165, right?
Should it be the 165 or should it be the 250?
It should be the 250. Wait.
Because then it says the sum of 165.
It's not-
Yeah, the 165 is the financial impact, so, but it should,
In other words, that's what's being drawn out.
yeah, but it's right, but it should really be the
Full amount.
250.
Whereas in the previous one, we
So it should be
we put about
200.
Yeah,
so
it should be
at 150.
250.
First whereas is 250,000.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a big difference. Be a deal.
So I still have, okay, so the
Where did
financial
that
impact.
$7,160.65 come from?
That's what
It's,
we just said.
yeah, that's,
250.
I mean, it's not even close.
That's, I just asked it out, it should be the 250, that. But then my next question is, we're taking it from the Aslan contract line? Yeah, we do. We just signed a voucher for Aslan contract tonight. So why are we taking money from the Aslan contract? Just-
Because we're not paying them and we have that.
Well, we just signed a voucher that we are paying them.
Oh, yeah?
It's in the box.
Yeah, it's in the box.
That's right.
That's why I was surprised.
Find it.
That's why I thought that's what it said, because I remember seeing the money.
Well, I didn't think we were paying them, but we're still in contract with them for
Right.
like ever, right now.
Forever.
I mean, it's in litigation and that's where we are, but.
Did that come up at finance? Did anyone ask that at finance?
But we didn't see the breakdown, we just saw the amount of the acquisition, the property we were
No,
buying.
it's on here. It's on the committee.
In the committee report, on the backside,
Right.
but not with the,
No, it's right here. As for contract.
Right.
Report that was signed.
Well, that's what I'm asking. We're taking it from the Aslan contract budget line.
because I thought we weren't paying them, but if we signed a voucher.
I swear we signed a voucher. Unless
Maybe it
I,
was, maybe it wasn't.
Arcadis.
Oh, maybe it was like, is it for what was the,
Storm recovery, wastewater treatment plant, storm recovery improvement.
is that what you were saying?
yeah,
You showed it to me.
I'm still looking.
yeah, we did. What name was it? No, it was the agent and stuff.
I thought it was excellent.
You want me to ask John tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it was just the Arcadis.
It's
Two questions.
The second page.
It was Arcadis, it must have been Arcadis.
Okay.
So there's,
Is that page two?
It's very early.
Cassie's down there.
This is page 2, about 2.
Yes, page 2.
Oh, 97.
Is anybody missing one?
Yeah, I think there's one more down there.
I'm sure it's still the same.
Okay, anything else on 99?
Oh, really?
Before we go backwards?
So that will be fixed to 250. We're
Yes.
taking from Aslan, because we're not paying them, we're taking money from there for the wastewater treatment, or for the sewer, because it kind of all goes together. Okay.
All right,
Yep.
back to 97. Everyone has their page 2 to look over.
I just have a couple of questions on the shared services agreement. I always thought this was a commission, not a board of directors. Is that correct? I thought you're on the commission.
Council authority?
Yeah, I thought it was a commission. Is,
The board of commission.
It's a.
because this says board of directors and executive director.
Where are you?
What is the executive
Number
authority?
2.
Paragraph 3.
I don't think that's gonna invalidate the agreement, whether it's one or the other, that's,
That's not substantial when it comes to everything.
Yeah, public corporation was a corporate government agency. Kingston was a, but then there's that one, should be housing, that's a corporate government.
What's that?
No, just look at public corporation, that's a housing, but it's like redundant. A public corporation, which is a corporate government agency. It's a public housing, which is a corporate government agency.
I don't see
It's up
where.
in the first paragraph of the shared service agreement.
So you're saying it should say the Kingston Housing Authority, a public housing?
It is, it's housing, but then it says it's redundant, then it says it's a corporate government agency, it kind of didn't make sense. I'm not an attorney, so I'm just asking. It's a public corporation versus a corporate government agency. Well, public and government are two separate things.
Not necessarily.
It came from the
Corporation
statute.
for Public Broadcasting.
Came what?
It came from the statute.
Okay. Statute? Okay.
Anything else for Kevin? Anyone else have anything
Maybe
else?
it's
Public
just-
corporations.
Well, you wanted to look at 90, wanted to see that before they voted on
On
98,
both, right,
right?
97 and 98.
Or we're discussing 90, I should say.
Yeah, except 30,000 coming from the KHA reimbursement.
30 is the right number? Yeah.
And that, is that a one-year?
They're actually paying us for it.
Is that to be renewed every year, or is that automatic? We should do a new contract every year?
The contract can be amended each year.
Yeah, it says right in here.
I'm just-
And it can be terminated within 30 days.
Okay.
Shall automatically renew for 2 separate one-year terms each
Right.
unless terminated by either party set forth below. So not locked in forever.
Yeah. Feel like having-
And is everyone good? Any other
Yeah.
questions? Any other questions? Oh, good, good. Both 97 and 98? All right. And we did 99. See, I'm getting better with my numbers here. 100. Fire department budget modification. And,
External defibrillator device to be installed in 4 locations.
I have a question. Harley, is this coming out of contingency because it represents numerous departments and it wasn't found in each department?
I have the same question.
Well, it wasn't
Why is it coming
budgeted
from
for anywhere else, so that's why it's coming out of
But
contingency.
for example, though, people find money in their budgets when they want to move, like, money around. So would each department, if that was divided by, 10,000 divided by each
2,500
department,
2,500 each or something.
would each department be able to find the 2,500 rather than it?
I don't know, I mean, right now, we have it coming out of the fire department.
No, it's coming from contingency.
Well, right, but it's gonna be paid out of the fire department's budget line.
Oh, okay, for all those areas.
Yeah, I mean, most of these departments, like, I mean, rec, Kevin had nothing to do with this. So I have no idea if we have the money to cover it. It was a request from Mark and I.
I made a long time ago.
And I know the conversation was at the finance meeting, everybody wanted to add to the list of locations. So, you know, if you're looking to add to the locations,
Yeah.
No, I'm good with the contingent, I just wanted to know if the departments were,
If there's
Yeah.
somewhere else.
like I said, I mean, I don't know, Kevin really wasn't in on the discussion at all, so. And I know there were a lot of rec locations discussed, so, you know, that could be a pretty big burden on his budget if, you
but it
know.
could be something to discuss in the board budget.
Right, absolutely, yeah.
Okay,
Does that answer what you?
Well, yeah, I mean, certainly
Yeah, I was
it
just
should
wondering
probably
if
be
there was other
budgeted
places in line.
for the
Yeah.
additional ones, one way or the other.
And,
I still think the DPW is important about equipment to use.
Also, I gotta find out what contingency, we're talking to John, not in detail. Do you know what it is, Doug?
Wayne's on.
With all these changes, where contingencies?
Hold on.
What is the contingency?
Yeah, what it totally is, because we're
Off the top of
We're
my head,
taking
I don't
about
know.
70 some, and we're adding
I don't know.
another
It's
12
way up.
or something.
I think he stated it's still
Okay.
up very good. I think he's around when we
You're gonna
talked
talk
about
to him
this.
tomorrow, right? Are you talking to him
This
tomorrow?
Give us the questions.
He has to. He has to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask him.
You could ask him
Another
about
question.
contingency.
There you go.
Number question, number 3, number 4.
All right, so we're set on 100.
Yes.
101, Public Works budget.
Can I just ask for clarifications?
That was no
Pavement
financial.
management system, didn't we have something already that the DPW keeps track of through the CHIPS program?
I didn't speak to this,
Oh, good.
if you don't mind.
Where are you looking?
As the DPW liaison, I had asked about this, and actually, I was gonna bring it up at the finance meeting, but I wasn't here, so. In 2009, an Excel format spreadsheet was created to keep track of paving throughout the city. And just a little bit of background, if your street has been less than 10 years, it can't be paved again. And that was one of the things too, that they wanted to keep track of. But this program came up that a seasonal intern could be hired, and that's basically, it's a 5-year maintenance plan for our paving of our streets, and to track that. And Joe Chenier had gone and talked to the mayor, and he was on board with it, and they had this money within the DPW budget. However, I believe there's more of a fee that would be forthcoming, because I believe there's a program also, and if you just give me a minute to look, because I had emails from Joe on this, because we had conversations on it, and I just think there was a little bit more to it. Because it kind of, I questioned it, because why did we need an intern to do our 5-year maintenance plan when we have asset management that we paid a lot of money for and is sitting stagnant, and we should be using them and not paying interns more money than what we've already paid asset management. So that was one of my,
Does that sound like an asset management type position? And that was mentioned in the program, blacktopping, paving.
so the total cost for the participating in the, it's called the CLRP, Camp Summer Intern Project for 2017, including intern wages and training in Ithaca, will cost between $5,400 and $6,600, depending upon the wage paid to the student. Streets are not eligible for 10 years after they have been paid. The cost of the software is included in the internship program fee. This will be for future paving seasons. It's not necessarily for this year. It did not go before the committee. He discussed it with the mayor, and the mayor was in favor, but it's before the committee now, because I knew it had to go before a committee for us to move that money around, and it came out of their street maintenance budget line.
Okay.
Back to 2009 was when we started tracking streets, because prior to that, there was nothing. But just a little bit of background, the Camp Summer Intern Project provides municipalities with a way to overcome some of the time constraints that limit the implementation of a pavement management system. Since most pavement management systems are implemented using computer software, the project also helps municipalities overcome the difficulties associated with learning to use the computer by providing a computer literate college intern to help get the software up and running. So, to me, it's not just a one-shot thing. It seems like it's going to be an ongoing thing with the software, but I still question our asset management. And for those that have been around for the asset management, I would think that you would too. That's just my 2 cents.
I don't think this is the same thing as asset management.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it
Well,
falls on the same.
If you looked at the Excel.
So the department?
Yeah, the department, they showed us on the map, included paving, infrastructure.
How many shovels are in that
How many
closet?
shovels are in there, so.
Yeah, it included
everything.
a lot.
But I think a big part of their issue when it came to speak to us was they weren't getting all the data, so this will be data. which
This is
is
what,
given to them.
but this, I want to be sure, this is what it's going to be into the inventory that we do need. It's not
Oh,
just-
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I just want to stop with paving, he can, while he's there, he can
Collect, they should
collect
be
data.
Well,
Okay.
this is really paving.
Well, yeah, true.
This is
And it's
specific to
specific
paving.
Well,
And
it's
this is
another
a
road,
one-time
it'll be
hire.
part of our, we own them, right? An inventory.
Well,
Right,
they're
okay.
programmed.
But I think Mary Ann makes a good point, because I think part of the whole beauty of the asset management is to have it under one set of eyes that can, and not just have one department doing one thing, one department doing another. Maybe there's some overlap, maybe something's getting ignored because they don't know where, you know. That was the whole idea.
They're
of having-
supposed to feed into asset management.
Right, but we don't have anyone in there.
Well, the
They're
only
feeding
way
all
to
right.
do it, we're gonna
Well, no, but this is just one, again, that's just one piece of, you know, as far as having just one
But
purpose.
they go to the department head and tell them what they need.
Right.
And hopefully they'll try and get.
Well, hopefully, that's the part.
Well,
we're
this will
trying
be
to-
one thing that they'll get.
Yeah,
Well, the only department that may be administering any asset management is engineer, because
Right.
Ralph,
right.
like his
because you have
part-time
to be as a
person, said he was gonna put that on board. I don't know if he has, I haven't followed up with him. But we paid a lot of money for asset management, and it's sitting stagnant, and that's something that maybe we should look at for the budget this year.
I
is
don't
to
know what
find
you're
some
saying.
money.
Why are you saying it's sitting stagnant? Because all these department heads have put all kinds of information in there, they've been getting the system
They haven't put
going.
it anywhere.
Couldn't put it anywhere.
No, that's not what I understood from the last
Yeah, I didn't
presentations.
know.
There was a lot of information that they've been inputting in certain
Inputting
departments.
where?
Into their databases, the asset management databases. The last presentation we saw, that's what they were talking
They
about.
said DPW had put some information in, right? And
So is each department?
And I
overseeing
didn't see that
their own-
presentation,
their own-
so-
Right.
We're
But
doing
Well,
on
it's
that.
originally-
And that's part of our
Okay.
future discussion is, do we hire an overall asset
Right,
manager?
that was what
That's
the
what we
study,
need.
that's kind of what this, you know, that's where everything was pointing to. We, you
Right.
know, that had been years in the making.
But these
And
bits
and
and
the
pieces
conclusion was that
to that.
if there was one person that oversaw the whole thing, and that way, you know, things aren't slipping through the cracks, or things aren't getting duplicated or overlapping. you
Right,
know,
but this specific proposal here is going to allow us to streamline, looking at what streets need to be repaid, do it in an orderly fashion so that it doesn't happen in a catch-as-can way as it does now. So ultimately, this will be saving us money.
I don't think it was in the catchway now. They have an Excel format program that was created in
Right, getting
2009.
back to this. This is what.
And that's what I'm talking about too.
So this,
That's where
this
the
information will then be
information
put into that kind of a database.
I'm sure we already have a database, an Excel database from 2009 to the present of the paving that has existed in the city. So why do we need a new software program that, in addition to an asset management software program,
This is not, this is for an intern.
and the software, I just read the information from Joe Chenier, DPW superintendent.
so you want to hire an intern and the software.
The software is included
It comes bundled. So that,
for this year.
so
I'm just putting the information out there, I'm the liaison to DPW. Joe and I have had conversations about it, and that's what Caucus is for liaisons to come back and report what they've learned, and that's what I'm doing. And I'm not saying I necessarily agree with what's going on here, just my opinion.
what, no, but I think you're raising important questions. You just have to clarify. It sounds like asset management is going to take some time to get up and running, and inputting the data is part of that process. So, while you're right, this is a Band-Aid between,
But this is money that could be put towards somebody that could really maintain the assets of the city. Because that was one of the, and pardon me, like I said, I missed the presentation, the most recent presentation from asset management. But it was always finding the money, hire a person full-time to maintain this for the city, for all departments. That is,
I think that's in the long term what we've got to do. That's right.
and it
Agreed.
keeps saying that, and as you said, long-term. Well, it's been how many years? I mean, Matt Dunn was the advocate of this, and Matt's been gone for a while, so just putting the information out there.
Sure, but that's a separate issue. This is about hiring somebody to help us over the next 5 years.
It's
make
not a
sure that
separate
we-
issue, Rennie, but you know what, you can, in
It's-
your mind, believe
Because
it's
I'm
a
looking at
separate
this
issue.
right here, this is what's before us. You're raising important questions about what do we do with asset management. I'm totally on board with trying to get that
This
going
is a
as quickly as
software program that
possible.
we're
So this is
exclusively
helping us in the
implementing.
near term, because those things are longer term.
We have this information already, so it may not be money that's necessarily needs to be spent. No watch rely on the city's finances, happen and always will be.
As am I. I just disagree with you in this particular moment, that this actually would be something very good for us to do, so we can save money by being more streamlined in the near term.
Okay, any other questions pertinent to this resolution?
Yeah, I mean, so when you spoke to Joe, did he know about this paving spreadsheet?
Yes.
And so he didn't think it was useful? And I'm trying to figure out what your conversation, if it's already a spreadsheet you're still existing from 2009.
And forward.
And
But
forward.
it's not a software program elite, an elite software program such as this. And my point of the asset management is if we took that spreadsheet and got it into the system that I believe we have now that I wasn't aware of, it could be streamlined and, but I'm just putting it out there.
All right, any other questions, comments on this one? Okay. 102.
I'll ask Maureen. I'll ask her.
This is clean up accounting in the prior year, just moving some overage in unemployment insurance and putting it in contingency.
Okay, any other questions on this one?
Yeah.
103.
Yeah, I have questions on this.
Well, 103, it's not Hewitt Street, it's Cornell,
Yeah,
right?
it's not Hewitt
June
Street.
16th.
So where's Hewitt Street?
Yeah, that should be changed to
yeah.
Cornell. And this is, I believe, the parking at the post office,
Right,
switching
the other
sides.
side of the street, yeah.
It's Cornell Street.
Right, I don't know where Hewitt came from.
Some probably a different resolution.
Yeah.
What we did last month.
Any discussion on this? Any-
So this came from Joe Chenier as well.
This will be corrected to Cornell Street?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
This should cause some havoc.
But Mary saves some people like
Here he was arguing with me.
Oh, I think it's a good thing, but I can just see it causing a.
Well, especially in this
I have
one.
worked on that side of the street.
When you
Well-
first initiated.
Well, the one thing I'm hearing, is that, well, if we move it to this side, then you gotta respect that there's a curb there, 'cause there's no curb on it, so people are parking on it.
Right.
Well, that doesn't, it's still, technically, there still should be parking on the street.
I know.
But well, you got more room over there, because there's no curb. if you
It's
look
on the
grass.
sidewalk, but people had to go out in the street to go around the car. Yeah.
Now have claims for blown.
Yeah, that's another.
Yeah, no more Back rim.
All right, so everyone's clear on what's happening there?
Right.
104, repealing handicap parking on Henry Street, pretty straightforward. Parking prohibited in general areas. Oh, this is the, where
That was
we're
it.
removing.
Yeah, between 3 a.m. and 7
Technically,
a.m.
right now, we can't park on any city street between 3 a.m. and 7 a.m.
But your
so
horse can be there.
That's up to, that was actually a constituent thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone's okay with
Therefore, it's
that?
missing an E if that
You just
matters.
gotta hang them.
What's that?
Therefore, it's missing an E if that matters.
Oh, yeah,
Where's the therefore?
The sidewalks.
In the bold, it's delete.
Oh, yeah, designated therefore. Maybe it's missing in the rest of the code.
Exactly.
106, one-way street on Post Street.
That was Steve's ward, right?
Yes,
I just because she did go up and talk to other people on the street.
yes.
Okay, I just want to verify, because all of a sudden they come out one day like, what? All right,
No, it
so,
sounded
More
like
like
it
they
was.
talk to me.
oh, they talked to you.
Yes,
All right, they're in agreement, nobody,
nobody has disagreed with that.
And again, all the emergency people are happy with that.
I just want to be sure that the constituents were informed, that's all.
All right, everyone's okay on that? Everyone's aware of that? We're good?
I have another committee report there, look at the vote on that.
What's that?
The committee report.
Yes, Steve, you didn't vote.
106, yeah, well,
No, you didn't vote. He was the chairman, but you
only
didn't
2 in favor.
vote. Two in favor. Steve didn't sign it.
Two and one recusal, it looks like, so we'll just have to.
Well, how many need we need, 4?
3.
3, okay, 3.
So Steve, just check yes on
No,
that.
Steve wrote a check, it says the.
Oh, I see, he checked his name. All right, so just by circling,
You got the balance.
over to the yes.
You gotta go yes or no.
I think we'll go with a yes.
He's
on that.
debating, he'll let us know tomorrow
Yeah,
night.
right.
Well, if he did, they can't pass out a committee because only got 2.
Well, it just come in as a negative, so we
Right,
can still
there you go.
vote it, we can still vote it.
True.
107, this is basically establishing a public hearing, which is for Thursday night for the almshouse, rough code proposal. I don't think we're gonna get much of a crowd Thursday, so that's.
Yeah, you
probably-
think? We're having a stenographer too, I believe. right?
And that's all we're doing at this point, we're just
Yeah.
establishing the public hearing, correct, Lynn? That's all
Yeah, that's
she's
right.
doing, so
Tuesday,
that's what
Thursday,
the vote
and
is
it's about,
tomorrow.
And then when does the vote with the council take place on this?
it would be at the next laws and rules, it'll go out of committee, and then the forthcoming council.
So July.
So July.
Yeah.
So not in the, all right.
We laws and rules has to meet and vote.
On the
You
zone, on the
reviewed
zone, on the
that.
zone.
On the change from single family to multi-family.
Right, okay.
And we're why are we talking about
Or
that?
R6.
Is there any problem with moving the July council meeting, which is scheduled for July 4th,
Oh, yeah,
until the next?
correct, yeah, I won't be here.
Yeah.
For the
July 11th?
Yes. I was gonna ask you that, because I
Yeah,
looked at the
we're-
calendar.
So that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine with
So it's
me.
a make change. So-
And while we're on the topic of this public hearing, I had a conversation with Jim as well, because at the last public hearing
And I had it with me.
Yeah, caucus
by
will be on
the
the
planning
10th.
board, they allowed Rucko to give a 30-minute plus presentation, and there will be no presentations given by any party on Thursday evening. That's how I understand it.
Caucus did-
Because when I had, people had called me and said, could they do a presentation? I said, so,
Right.
well, I think that, they were just saying, the last one, there were
No, I
presentations.
understand
Right,
why. You know,
I
That's
said
why
they
they
wouldn't,
were
and all of a
asking.
sudden they were, so. So
Yeah.
the caucus is July 10th and the council meeting's the 11th, right, Jim, for July?
Correct. Okay, 108.
This is the water department pursuing a grant for replacement of valves and the SCADA project. Maximum estimated cost is $1.5 million.
That's all?
Hmm?
That's all?
So they're seeking a bond for
Small
this,
project.
and hopefully we'll get a grant to cover that.
We'll put that one that Steve, the mayor talked about today, we cover that? No? That was
That's the water treatment.
Oh, that's the water
Water-
treatment.
This is
That's a separate.
water
entity.
department.
Yeah, right.
All right, everyone had time to look at that, we're good on that? Any other questions?
Report.
And then the next one, which will be 109, right, Carmen? Yeah, 109 will be the actual bond ordinance, long roll on that. 110, this was a lawsuit settlement. I was not at that executive session. Yeah, it's, I defer to my colleagues on this one. Sounds like this was not much choice in this one, so everyone's okay on that?
I'm gonna say there's more money.
Ultimately, yeah.
Yes.
Well, we're not okay with it, but we agree.
Yeah.
Yes, I should have reworded that, correct. 111, support the state legislation for tanker avoidance zones. Do you want to
It's
talk about that?
symbolic, yeah, it's simply, they're looking at it in the Senate
Yeah,
and,
and the door goes.
Assembly bill and a Senate bill,
Yeah.
both.
right.
And the mayor is to read that one,
And it's to support the resolution, which essentially says we've got to look at environmental impacts, and these
Right, whenever they do these things.
included
yeah.
into the decision-making package.
So it's designated areas or no?
No, it's,
It's saying that where we're marking tanker avoidance zones, that we should be looking at environmental impacts. I think,
yeah. An act to amend the environmental conservation law, and navigation law. And it's introduced by Serena and during her
So
leadership.
is this in alignment with the past legislation?
This is a new.
It's not inconsistent with what we previously passed with respect to the anchorages. This would be making it more difficult to place anchorages. Environmental impacts and designating anchor avoidance zones.
So this would set up a New York State law, not just an opinion that we have.
Yes.
But we're not passing it off. Simply saying-
Yeah, again, it's a memorial.
Yeah.
Right,
It's
exactly.
supporting them.
We're supporting it.
I know that's a bad word in this county, but I think there's this time and place for them, so.
And it gives you a sense.
So it has no leash, so it doesn't memorialize.
Exactly.
Any other questions on 111?
She's a
Okay, 112, I think in the heading, Carly, it says 155.559, that's probably I assume.
See where it says the amount from 155 point, is not a
Oh,
comma.
it's a, yeah.
It's okay lower, but up on the top.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, look at
Not all sixes, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is our match portion of this, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the match.
Right, Doug? Yep.
that. Interesting.
Just checking, be sure they got the signalization and upgrades, the traffic signalization. That's important.
Any other questions? Going once, going twice? All right. 113.
So 113.
Yeah, these bunch are all together.
Local laws 5 through 7, all pertaining to the sidewalk code. Complete streets, yep, Bernie?
Yeah, I got a question. Is this an ordinance or a local law?
This one
Two
is
are
an
laws.
ordinance, and then
Okay.
5 through 7 are local laws.
Once again,
So in other words, 113 is amending chapter 336 of the Code of the City of Kingston.
And that's an
a
ordinance.
resolution.
It's a
That's an
resolution.
ordinance.
Yes.
It's a
And
resolution.
then the other changes to the code are local laws. And if you look down at the, well, you may not have our legislation list,
Yeah.
but local laws 5, 6, and 7 also pertain to the sidewalk code.
And basically, correct me if I'm wrong then, but these are basically items that we passed out with the sidewalk legislation, but this basically just puts them in the proper place where they belong in the code, correct?
Yeah,
But it also makes outdoor seating, not just limited to sidewalk cafe, they made it outdoor seating, so even in the
Which
streets.
one,
the
and
bottom,
this is, yeah, the one we're looking at now.
They kind of tie in together. I've got people from cafes in the street.
They do that?
I don't know, I saw something one time.
Okay, does everyone understand what's happening there? So basically, 113 and then local laws 5, 6, and 7 are all kind of linked together as far for that nice big
Actually,
thick sidewalk cafe.
114 as well.
Right.
Oh, 114.
They tie in 113 and
Yeah.
114 tie in.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And also 115.
150.
I have a question about the one thing on 115. It's deleting section, I didn't say, what are they putting into it instead? Because it says deleting the section of the use of skateboards and vehicles on sidewalks. I was confused, where are we putting it? On 115, see where it says deleting section versus use of skateboards? Do we have it on the board, on the books, that we can use skateboards on sidewalks, or now we're deleting it? That's what I'm questioning. This is a deleted
Yeah,
section.
deleting section 397.
We don't want skateboards on the sidewalk, so I'm like, what, where is it trying to cover that, so we don't have that? Is it someplace else? So I was getting confused, I'll be back and forth between the two here.
I think it regulates the use.
Okay, so we definitely don't want skateboards on the sidewalk. We want vehicles, that's the whole purpose of this.
Except by the post office.
I got one, thanks.
No, in Hewlett Street.
I think that was, there was somewhere else, wasn't it?
It was, I think this is redundant.
What are you
That's
saying?
being pulled.
I think that's taken out of there because
Is it
that was
taken?
somewhere else.
Okay, that's why I was sure we don't delete it altogether.
Right.
No,
I think
it was
that's a
skateboard,
redundant.
vehicle on sidewalk.
Okay.
I just don't remember where she said it was, but it was,
So I'm just trying to figure out, they're deleting that
Right
parking
here on
between curbs.
115.
They're taking that out of the code, parking between curbs and sidewalks, they're
So
taking
it's
that
kind
out.
of all tied in with the sidewalk.
Oh, yeah, that whole thing,
initiative.
That whole thing's coming out, okay.
I just want to be sure that we put that someplace before we completely take it out. Linda's going to look at and see if it was put someplace somewhere.
look, you see, you reach Kristen to find out where that is, just so that we're a little clearer on that?
Sure.
You have a chance, or I
Yeah.
can try to reach her.
Yeah, right there, because they all tie in with the, I'm just dotting the i's, crossing the
Yeah, no,
t's.
that's a good idea, but I do,
I just want to know
I
where.
do recall
before
her
we do
saying
this.
that, because I think there were.
Under, in local law 7, under permissible use, section A says vehicles on sidewalks, no person shall ride, drive, or operate any vehicle, bicycle, skateboard, or other device along any public sidewalk or footpath intended for the use of pedestrians.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Carl.
Thank you, that's what I wanted to be
Yeah,
sure.
it was
Just
somewhere.
checking.
So we're deleting skateboard, vehicles on sidewalks.
Just wanted to
So
double check.
13, 14, 15, local law 5, 6, and 7 are all spin-offs of the sidewalk thing we already passed.
Right.
Good?
Pretty sure.
Any other questions or concerns?
What's this one for 116? What was 116 again?
116 is,
Did we go right past that? Did I miss
no, we
that?
didn't get there yet.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
I just jumped over those.
Oh,
I jumped to the laws since we're talking
I was
about
gonna say, wait a
it.
minute, I missed this one.
So we're done with laws 5,
So
6,
they all
and 7.
group together to be read?
I don't think the laws can. I mean, can we do 13, 14, and 15, Jim?
No,
Or should- Well, probably do them all seven.
yeah, they're a little bit different, each one has a little bit different.
Well, she can read each one, and then we'll vote, that's one.
Oh, okay.
We don't
I
need
always
to-
have to read this one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she'll
you have to
read
read
it all.
them.
Yeah, it doesn't cut out any garbage.
Yeah, it just, yeah, it's us voting.
All right, so we're up to 116. We're back to 116. This one was out of finance. Doug, you want to talk about this one?
What is 116?
116, it's the purchase of property.
Purchase that piece of, next to
It says
the.
lower the rules.
Yeah, I know, that's a mistake, yeah.
It's finance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it should be
The front
finance.
of the resolution.
Finance and audit,
Good catch, Mary Ann, thank you.
okay? So this is to authorizing the mayor to
Committee reports.
pursue the purchase of 159, 179 East Strand for purposes of expansion of the wastewater treatment plant.
All right. Any questions on that? Comment?
And how are we, what are we?
Bill, that also has to have a zoning change
Yeah,
before they do anything with it. It's, believe it or not, it's zone residential,
yeah. I know,
Because-
they're right next to the sewage.
because there was a gentleman who was gonna build apartments down there. So it has to be turned back to industrial or whatever you want down there.
So we can still do this,
We
right?
can still do
Yeah,
that.
Down the road, we still,
We can
but
still
we have
do
to
that.
change the zoning on it next.
Exactly.
Okay.
Zoning change after purchase.
Where are we taking the money? How are we, what money are we using to make the purchase?
Contingency, wasn't it?
I think it was.
We had that much?
Yeah,
We had five.
yes. John was
Yeah,
saying it.
it's gonna be fun.
Good luck with that.
I think we should do this because as the city grows, you're gonna have to expand the sewage treatment plant. We got no place else to go unless we buy this.
Well, the reason he said it was also important.
Staging area.
It's going to be staging area
Staging
for
area
this
for the
new work
FEMA
that we're going to be
repairs.
doing.
Right.
I think this is just looking.
That
I wish it was
the
cheap.
money is that earlier, resolution 99.
That's what I thought.
Resolution.
First one, no, not the first one.
Yeah, the one we
Oh,
were
the
requesting, the
modification of the sewer.
$7,160 thing.
Yeah.
That one there.
Yeah, that's
$250,000 for property.
$7,100.
So part of it's from the Aslan contract.
So we're actually taking $100,000 from the fund balance.
Fund balance, general contract.
And all the businesses having housing developments down there interested, it just.
And all through that is so budget.
Yeah, I don't know. Just wish we didn't pay that much for it, but.
All right. Any other questions on 116? We did one, that was the new ones were 17 and 18, right?
We don't have 118.
No.
And then the only thing left is the local law number 4.
Yeah, that's about amending the code for rental properties.
Right.
Right now, the code defines a rental property as a non-owner living in the building, and they want to strike that and strike non-owner, basically. Because you could be living on one side and on the other, and you could have some.
Right. Basically, it gives the building department more teeth in going after rental properties if the owner lives there as well. Before they were exempt, you could have 10 apartments.
Right.
And they didn't have to check any of them because the owner lived there.
Now they do, which I think is.
Yeah, they don't have to check the owner, but any of the rentals, they now have the ability to go in and check.
I agree with that.
Yeah, this was a good one. This is the first reading of this, I believe?
First reading, yeah.
Okay. And I think that's it, unless I've been shuffling my papers. I dismissed them.
577.
Oh, we talked about those, those are the sidewalk ones. Yeah, we can go over those again if you want, but those are all linked to the, yeah, those
Tree
are,
planting at sidewalk.
yeah, that had to do with that resolution we had originally passed. Just putting things in the proper
Did
place.
you get my finger belt from Tom Deanna that I sent you?
Yeah, I didn't.
Does anyone have anything else?
Grass.
Hold on, Deb, before we do that. Let's see if there's anything that we can wrap up otherwise. Going once, going twice, motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed?
Tom and Troy came to me with this lawnmower.
Thank you, James, for your patience.